Right here, down. Protect your out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Come on, man. Let's do this. Family, I'll do 1, 2, 3.
You see, we dream chase, cause that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
What's going on, everybody? This is the Main Thing Podcast, and I'm your host, Big Huss, the one you trust, bring you all your Philadelphia Eagles latest. With the 8th day of training camp wrapping up earlier today on Sunday, naturally, we have some things to talk about. But before we get into that, please make sure that you're liking, commenting, and you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss on me and Mr. Own. Drop new videos, Now, look, let's jump right into it. Starting off with some folks who did not practice today, you had Zach Vaughn, your all-pro linebacker. He was out with a back. A.J. Brown, your all-pro receiver. He was out with a hammy. Lewis Seen also had a hamstring injury. Montrell Johnson had a hamstring injury, who is an undrafted guy out of Florida, running back, who they say he's really having a hell of a camp. You had Terrence Marshall Jr., who was also turning heads in camp. He had a knee injury. Mac McMahon, a quad. Ben Van Sumer, or Cam Van Sumer, ankle. And then limited was Jahai Campbell with a shoulder. Naturally, he's been limited every day of training camp, so that's nothing new. Charlie Hewlett, the long snapper, he had a neck injury. E.J. Jenkins had a hamstring. Andrew Makuba, your rookie safety, he's still dealing with that shoulder, but it's good to see that he's out there. He has to be out there. He can't continue to miss days if he's trying to push for that starting role at safety. Devontae Smith, who's been dealing with a back, but good to see him back out there. And Nolan Smith, who has a concussion. Got to keep him healthy. Nolan is one of the key pieces moving forward with this 2025 Eagles defense as far as making our run to the Super Bowl. But look, man, Moro Jomo, 7th-round pick out of Texas a couple years ago. Hey, man, this guy continues to shine, continues to make plays. As a 7th-round pick, obviously you don't think you're going to get much out of that guy, but he's turned into a gem. He's really turned into a gem, especially with us losing Milton Williams. We're kind of wondering how we will fill that void. This guy continues to make plays. He had a play earlier, beating Landon Dickerson on a clean play, and then he also had a dominant stop on a run play, I believe, beating Kendall Lamb. Every practice, you're hearing Moro Jomo's name in some capacity. Always good, though. He just continues to shine. You have Landon Dickerson, who described him as, he's a guy I would describe as awkward in a good way, though. Just the way he moves, his size, his arm length. He's one of those guys that we kind of quote unquote say is awkward to block. And I think that's kind of what gives him a huge advantage in the game. He's not your stereotypical defensive tackle size like a Jordan Davis, who we know is a mammoth of a man, Jalen Carter. He said he's a very strong guy. He's twitchy and he knows ball. Hey, strong, twitchy, knows ball. Everything you need to be successful in this league. And then, you pair him with the Jordan Davises, the Jalen Carters, you got the Vanilla Gorilla. With these fellas, we have the opportunity to have a dominant D-line room. In the 2024 season, he went second, I believe, as far as highest pass rush win rate, only behind Chris Jones of the Chiefs, and we all know how good Chris Jones is. So the sky's the limit for Moro Jomo. As long as this kid stays healthy, man, we really found this one in him. Then you had Jahai Campbell. He broke up a play. There was a check down to Anais Smith from Jalen Hurts. Broke up a play. This is another guy, Jahai Campbell. Look, even in the limited capacity that we're seeing him, he continues to make plays as well. And we knew what we were getting when we drafted this kid. It was just more so a thing of, hey, man, getting him out there, the guy getting healthy. He's ahead of schedule. He's showing what he can do, the versatility and all the different ways you can use him. Another guy I cannot wait to see out at Lincoln Financial Field. Adoree Jackson, he took first team reps at corner again. This will be now 5 out of 8 days that he was a starter, leaving Keely Ringo with 3 days. I'm not sure if this is a sign of, hey, we're moving forward with Adoree, or they're just simply like, hey, Keely, well, we're trying to push you here. I mean, fight for it, really battle for it. But the way I see it, either way, we should be in good hands. Adoree Jackson, versatile guy, veteran guy, seen a lot of ball, played at a high level. So I don't think that we could really go wrong there. It's just interesting to see how this cornerback room is playing out right now, honestly. The split as far as days and everything else. Now, you had QB1, wasn't his best day, but wasn't his worst day, had a steady day, wasn't flashy, but efficient. He was 14 of 18 passing, had a few nice throws, ended up hitting Dallas Goedert on a back shoulder ball over Smile Munden. Look, I don't need QB1 to be out here flashy, making wild plays day in and day out. I will take efficient ball. Doing your job, doing it at the best of your capability, and not being detrimental to your team. And this is what QB1 Jalen Hurts gives us on a day in, day out basis. So just because like there were no wild plays today, I'm not alarmed or anything. Efficiency is what we need, and he continues to give us that. So he'll be all right. We'll be all right. Now they're saying the throw at camp possibly may have come from Tanner McKee. He dropped a dime, a 20-yard dime to Kyle Grayson between the layers of coverage. He also hit Darius Cooper in stride with a perfect placement tight coverage throw over Eli Ricks. Now, the QB room, obviously outside of QB1, and we know what it is, it's something that I'm really looking at right now. Because at the end of the day, there will only be what you have your two quarterbacks with your third, I'm going to say in the bullpen, but with your third quarterback there. So somebody's getting dropped. You know, and as much as we love Tanner McKee, I wonder if the outside world really views him that way, as far as what they will be willing to give up for maybe a Tanner McKee, and if the Eagles would even be willing to give him up. Because what we've seen from him, hey, Tanner's a baller, right? But when you look at it, he also, as someone mentioned, doesn't have a lot of playoff experience, hasn't played in a lot of big game time moments. You know what I'm saying? So the experience level is still minimal. So as to who gets cut, traded at the end of the day, we'll see. Like I say, you have Kyle McCord, a rookie who the Eagles seem to really like. You brought in Daryl Thompson, Robinson, who fits the mold of what the Eagles like to do scheme-wise. A little bit more mobility there. Still nice size, big arm. Not the biggest guy, but they all give something a little different. So we'll see how that room shakes out at the end of the day. I'm going to keep my eye on that, but Tanner McKee continues the ball. I expect nothing less than him, man. He's a dog. He's a dog. At the end of the day, however it shakes out, whether he's an Eagle for life or he ends up getting traded somewhere, I believe that Tanner McKee will have a great career. Now, although Eli Ricks had a pass called on him earlier in practice, he responded well. And honestly, he's been responding, for what I'm hearing, pretty much all training camp. You know, he has a couple interceptions. He continues to make plays and continues to make a push for one of these roster spots and why he deserves one of these roster spots. He had a great end zone PBU on Elijah Cooks, who is a receiver, undrafted guy out of San Jose State, originally picked up by, I believe it was Jacksonville Jaguars back in 2023. And then, you know, we've recently picked him up, bigger receiver, 6'4", 215. They say he's been doing this thing. He's 26 years old, really, really having a good camp. But Eli Ricks battled back. He later forced him out of bounds in the end zone, had another PBU. Eli Ricks, hey, man. Now, obviously, he won't be a starter. Let's just be real the way it shakes out. We have better options at this moment, between, obviously, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Adoree Jackson, Keely. But you talk about making a push for that 4th, 5th spot or whatever it is, really taking on special team responsibilities and everything. I believe that Eli Ricks can do that. And even with thrusted into spot play earlier in Eli Ricks' career, yeah, there were some hiccups, some up and down moments, but he made plays and proved that, hey, maybe I'm not a starting caliber guy, but I deserve to be in the NFL. So I'm really rooting for this kid, man. He continues to show, hey, Philly, oh, why I deserve to be here. Now, the new Agent Zero, Josh Uche, he's been making plays as well. He had a one-handed pancake on Kendall Lamb that kind of turned heads. It was a power rush move. They said that, look, the edge room has been making noise. Edge room has been making noise. We brought in some folks. And this is a guy who's trying to earn a spot. We gave him a 1-year deal. He's trying to show why I deserve to be here. Obviously, rocking that Agent Zero. It's like, I can't be like the last guy. You seen what happened to the last guy? I can't be him. So it's good to see that the additions that we've brought in are already paying dividends. Now I know it's early; it's only training camp. We haven't even got the preseason games, but even this time last year, you weren't hearing things from Agent Zero Bryce Huff. It was, it was kind of disheartening, if I'm being honest. But it's good to see that some of these new guys, they're coming in, they're assimilating, they know what's going on, and they're kind of catching it in stride. Now that wraps up day 8 of training camp. Me and Mr. Owens will continue to cover it via the YouTube channel, Twitter, our Instagram page as well. So continue to check us out. I'll continue to drop news and any coverage, anything that happens with the Eagles. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. If you, like I said, if you don't know, I go by Big Cuss. And this flag was fly till I die, baby. Till next time, we love y'all. We appreciate the support. Stay tuned.
I was gonna make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.